everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Eric Mellon. So for today's video, I wanted to go ahead and do a Valentine's Day look. I don't know what route I'm going in exactly, but I know I definitely want some blush to add that warmth. I want to have some glow, probably more so a pink glow. Maybe some pink eyeshadow, maybe some glitter or shimmer on the lids, we don't know. I do know, if you haven't caught on already, there's a lot of pinks that I've thrown out there. When I think of Valentine's Day, I just think of nice, blushy, warm, love, hearts, you know, all that mushy gushy stuff. So if you want to watch how I get this Valentine's Day look, then keep on watching. Quick disclaimer, I did do my brows off of camera. Today I used my Maybelline Brow Precise crayon and also my Maybelline Brow Drama to go ahead and lock that in with some gel. Other than that, you guys will see the primer and everything else that I'm going to do full face. I'm going to try and move through really quickly and then slow it down and do more tutorial like on the eye. That way you guys can get a whole look all together, but it also not take up like 30 minutes of your day, you know. I did go ahead and take the liberty of zooming you in, that way you guys could go ahead and get a better look. I also went ahead and added the eyeshadow shields off camera by Prettilicious. Probably seen them in my past videos. Basically, to summarize it all up real quick, is that I just use them to help out from fallout and anything else that can try to attack or ruin the rest of my makeup. First, I'm going to be going in with my 24-hour Shadow Insurance by Too Faced. It looks like this. I'm going to apply some to the back of my hand, and I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I'm going to go into with my Emax Design. It's a little bit thick and dense. I'm going to go ahead and tap that and just apply it all over the lids real quick. So now that we got the eyes prepped, I need to go ahead and set them. Today I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Texture Shadow Palette, the Rose Gold Edition. I'm going to go ahead and go into it, and I'm going to dip into Bay, which is this really warm vanilla color. And I'm going to set all over my eyelids. I'm going to go in with the same fluffy Emax Design brush that I used to prime them and go ahead and set it. Now that I got the base actually set, I'm going to go ahead and dip into Shy and place that into my crease to give it a good transition. I'm going to go in with a thicker tapered Morphe brush and just apply it all over to the crease real quick. Now that I got that in my crease all over to build up a nice transition, now I'm going to go ahead and go in with Flamingo. And I'm going to add that into the crease more so towards the center of my eyelid, because I think in the end I'm going to end up smoking the rest of it out. This time I'm going to take another Morphe brush, not as tapered, a little bit shorter, but still almost the same like capacity, or you'd say density, of the last brush. Dip into that real quick. Be very light-handed. And this time I'm going to do windshield wiper motions, and then I'll probably round it out on the outer edge. I believe with the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip into Man Eater. I'm going to fluff that out in the outer V. Taking that small, dense Morphe brush. I'm going to place that right in the outer V just to give it a little bit of smoky effect. Still not enough for me, so I'm going to dip into Cocoa now and hit that outer V just a little bit more. I'm going to go in with a more smaller angled Morphe brush. Usually the technique that I go for, the darker the eyeshadow, the less shadow that I pick up, just so if it's too pigmented, I can blend it out, or if I need to add more, I can add more. Like with hair or anything else, you can always go a little at a time and take a little more and more away, or blend a little bit more and more away, but you can never give it back. So always start off with a little and work your way up. So now that I got it blended out to where I would like it blended out, I went in and carved out the beginning to about mid, maybe a little bit past mid of my eye with some concealer. I used my Radiant Creamy Concealer by NARS, my trusty go-to. I'll be using that later on for my face as well. My camera actually went out, so I didn't get to show you guys what I was doing for the first eye. So this is what the first eye looks like. I'm going to go ahead and start carving out the second eye for you guys right now. And what I tend to do is I just take small strokes. I start from the center, work my way in and keep it real low, and then I come back out and blend it out to make it more round and symmetrical on the way out. Between the concealer and doing the setting spray on top of it, it usually brings it out with a punch, you know, packs a little bit of a punch. So I'm gonna go in with Angelic, and it's like pink duochrome. You might not be able to see it, but it kind of is like pink and peach at the same time. I'm going to go ahead with the same brush that I was just using to carve them out. I'm going to apply that on top of the concealer. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is so gorgeous. And zoom you back out, take off my eyeshadow shields, and then begin my face. And then like always, I'll go ahead and do my lower lash line and mascara and things like that towards the end. Okay? Okay, be right back. Don't mind me if I'm a little excited today. Might have had too much coffee, who knows. But anyway, moving on to face, I'm going to go ahead and prime. I got a new primer. This is like the third time I'm using it. So I'm not going to tell you guys to go out and get it yet, but you know, this is like a week thing that goes by and it's still doing justice. I'll probably going to tell you guys. But for right now, I'll let you know what it is. I'm using e.l.f. Beauty Shield Antioxidant Rich Skin Protection Vitamin C Pollution Prevention Serum. I know that was a lot to say, but basically it's just some beauty oil drops that you can drop in. I'm going to go ahead and drop it into the fingertips of my hands, and I'm going to rub it into my skin real quick. It does leave a little bit of a tacky feeling, which I enjoy, because tacky feeling is what you want from like your primer. And since I'm using it as a primer, I want that leftover tacky feeling. And a little does go a long way. So just keep that in mind when you're putting it on. Really massage that into the T-zone. Jump into the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I'm going to use the orange corrector. It looks like this. I'm going to apply it into all the areas that my face has a shadow from where I shaved. A lot of people can skip this step, but for me, unfortunately, I can't. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick and just dab it all over and blend it in and be right back. For foundation today, I'm going to be applying my Maybelline FIT Me in shade 125 Nude Beige. That's what it looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply concealer all over. I'm going to be going in with my NARS once again that I showed you earlier to carve out my eyelids. And I'm just going to add that to my T-zone, upper lip, below the jawline, pretty much all the places that I always apply it to. Now before I go ahead and pounce the other eye in and blend it out, I'm just going to go ahead and set the other eye. I'm going to dip into my Ulta Beauty Mineral Setting Powder and then just apply that underneath real quick before I move on to the other eye. So now that I got everything set and I'm all concealed, you know, I kind of look like Casper the Ghost, I'm going to go ahead and bronze myself up, do a little bit of contouring. First, I'm going to go into my e.l.f. palette, the Fiji one that has the blush and the bronzer along with it. I'm going to be dipping into my new Ulta Beauty powder brush and go ahead and bronze myself up. That's what it looks like if you weren't sure. Apply that on the cheek areas, you know, the forehead. So now that I'm looking bronzed and warmed up, I'm going to go ahead and define the cheeks a little bit more. I'm going to be going into the Smashbox palette, into the contour shade right there. And I'm going to use that just to define my cheeks a little bit more, you know. I like it a little bit extra. I'm going to be using the same brush, but this time instead of doing circular motions, I'm going to go back and forth more so to cut it. With that same contour shade, I'm going to take my Kylie brush that I always use and contour my nose real quick. So now that my cheeks are nice and defined, I went ahead and cut them off of camera with that same setting powder that I used earlier. I'm going to go ahead and dip back into that e.l.f. Duo palette, which was called Fiji. Take some of that blush and just put it on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to use a fluffy Morphe brush this time. I'm going to go ahead and smile and do circular round motions and blow it out. Like I said before, when I think of Valentine's Day, I think of really warm, rosy, blushy cheeks. So I'm just going to keep blowing that out. And as I do that, it is also going to help diffuse the contour a little bit. Just to give it that oomph, like I always do. I'm going to take some and tap it right in the center, because you know it's winter and we need some warmth in our body. Touch that forehead. Now I'm going to go ahead and dust off the excess of this powder. Almost made a mistake and used the same brush. I'm going to dust it off with a clean brush and be right back. Moving on to highlighter, which is one of my favorite parts. Today I'm going to be mixing two, just so I can get that, you know, custom shade that I want. And plus I want it to be really pinky for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild Precious Petals, one of my go-to drugstore. And then I'm going to go in with the Jeffree Star Platinum Ice Palette in the shade Pink Chill and use that as a topper. I'm going to be using my fluffy fan brush by Morphe, trusty highlighting go-to. Kill 'em. Ooh. Apply some above the eyebrows. Take some on my finger, do it right on the tip of my nose, blend it out, and I'm going to do it right up the top of the bridge of the nose just to extend it and make it seem longer. Also take some right above that upper lip, just to make your Cupid's bow stand out a little bit more. Now I'm going to dip into that Platinum Ice palette and hit the Pink Chill and just top it off, you know. Now to go ahead and finish off the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and dip back into that Huda Beauty palette to finish my lower lash line. I'm going to dip into the color Flamingo with a small, tight, fluffy brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to blow it out underneath real quick. Don't mind me, I'm just struggling to open my compact mirror. So now that I buffed that color Flamingo out underneath the lash line, now I'm going to go back in and touch a little bit of Cocoa. Right there. I'm going to put that in the outer V of my lower lash line, just to give it a little bit more definition. Now to hit that inner tear duct, I'm going to go back in with that highlighter that I used by Wet n Wild and a flat Morphe brush, and just go ahead and hit that inner tear duct, just so you know, give it that pop and open it up a little bit. Do that on both sides. You can use any shade that you want as long as it's lighter than the rest of the look. I mean, heck, you could even go in there with glitter if you wanted. So now that I got that done, I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara and lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. Damn, man. I really don't like using lashes all the time, but when I use them, do they make a huge difference. Not only that, but I think you guys are used to seeing me not getting a haircut, so I'm constantly wearing a beanie to cover it up. And now that I actually got a haircut and my full face is done and the lashes on, I am feeling myself. Anyway, to get past that, so off camera I want to go ahead and apply my eyelashes. I did have to cut them and I glued them. The lashes I used were lashes in a box. You get about 3 to 4 uses each pair. Comes with 10 pairs. You really can't beat it. It was a really good eyelash. I'll go ahead and show you the look of them. I would say they're kind of like ombre-ish and more flary towards the end. So I went ahead and trimmed and glued them on like I said, and then afterwards I applied more mascara. The mascara that I used was the L'Oreal Lash of Paradise. Moving on to lips, I'm going to go ahead and outline them with Ulta Beauty's lip liner in Spice. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill them in with a NYX Lingerie in Satin Ribbon. And like I always say, I do like to outline my upper lip just a little bit more than what it actually is. That way when I do smile, my lip still shows in pictures. So now that the lips are done, the last and final complete step, I'm going ahead and spray my All-Nighter Setting Spray by Urban Decay. Just to set everything into place, lock and load. Don't need nothing moving or sliding or gliding. Fan that in real quick. Try not to move my face too much so no creases get set. Now that about completes this Valentine's Day look. For not knowing where I was going, turned out pretty well. Can't complain. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that you saw. I hope there was something that you learned from it. If there's anything that I hope for, it's hope that you guys at least take one thing from each video that I make. If you guys did enjoy it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys aren't yet, go ahead and subscribe if you are enjoying everything that you do see. If you guys would like to follow me outside of here on any other social medias, it's Guy with 2 Y's, W, bird sleeve. Other than that, shoot me comments, suggestions, anything down below that you would like to see or that you would like me to do. Anything at all, challenge, first impressions, different eye looks. Go ahead and let me know so I can do it for you. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching and see you next video.